You're about to sign away everything you own, and you don't even know it. The words cut through the boardroom like a blade. Executives froze, jaws dropping, as the maid's daughter, no older than 20, stood trembling, her voice steady and unyielding. She had seen the trap hidden in ink, and the truth was about to shatter a $500 million dream. The boardroom wasn't just a room. It was a cathedral of wealth. Golden light spilled through tall windows, reflecting off glass walls and polished marble floors. A mahogany table stretched endlessly, stacked with contracts that carried more weight than nations. Reporters crowded the hall outside, waiting for the signing of a deal that would echo through headlines. A $500 million agreement between two global giants. At the head of the table sat the American CEO, his suit perfectly pressed, his hands restless. Across from him, the Arabic delegation sat in calm silence, their faces unreadable, their confidence almost chilling. Among the men in tailored suits and women in power dresses stood someone invisible. Maid, tasked with serving coffee, arranging glasses, and wiping fingerprints from the polished wood. Her uniform was plain, her posture submissive. To the powerful men around her, she was nothing more than part of the furniture. But just behind her, carrying a tray of bottled water, was her daughter, young, sharp-eyed, and silent. She was not meant to be noticed. And yet, in her stillness, she saw everything. The CEO's advisors whispered proudly among themselves. They believed they had struck brilliance, a partnership that would cement their company's future. The Arabic partners smiled politely, their every movement precise, their silence heavy with meaning. The Americans didn't bother checking the original Arabic text of the contract. Why would they? They had a translation prepared by experts. The CEO tapped his pen on the table. $500 million? The number sang in his mind like music, drowning out caution as the girl leaned to place a glass of water on the table. Her eyes skimmed across the contract left open before her. The flowing Arabic script caught her attention instantly. She froze. Her father, long gone, now had been a teacher who filled their small apartment with books. He had taught her Arabic, English, and the belief that words were power. Her heart pounded. Something in the lines didn't match. She leaned closer as though adjusting the tray, reading quickly, piecing together words her mother had begged her never to forget. Her stomach twisted as she realized the truth. The English version used words like partnership, collaboration, and shared profits, but the Arabic text, carefully, deceptively crafted, spoke of ownership, control, and transfer of assets. This wasn't a deal. It was a surrender. Within hours of signing, the American company would belong fully and legally to the Arabic investors. The $500 million wasn't profit. It was bait. Her breath caught. She looked at her mother, who was pouring coffee quietly, her hands trembling just enough to betray nerves. The girl knew the risks. If she spoke up, they could be fired, humiliated, or worse, accused of lying. She could be dragged out before anyone believed her. If she stayed silent, she would watch a company collapse, thousands lose their jobs, and a betrayal go unchecked. Fear pressed on her like iron, yet deep within her, her father's voice whispered, "Truth is not safe, but it is stronger than fear." The CEO smiled proudly as the cameras were summoned. The Arabic leader slid the contract forward. The fountain pen cleaned under the lights. "Gentlemen," the CEO declared, "history is about to be made." The maid's daughter clenched her fist at her side. Every muscle in her body screamed to stay silent. But as the pen hovered just inches from the paper, she felt something snap. Her voice rang out, breaking the silence. "Stop!" The word echoed like thunder in the cathedral-like boardroom. Every head turned. Executives gasped. The maid dropped her coffee pot in shock, hot liquid spilling across the floor. The girl's voice trembled at first, but her eyes burned with resolve. "This contract does not say what you think it says. In Arabic, it is not partnership, it is ownership. You are signing away your company." For a moment, the room was chaos. Advisors scrambled, flipping pages, comparing lines. Translators stammered, their faces paling. The CEO's hand shook violently as he demanded the text be read side by side, and there it was, line after line of betrayal, buried under elegant Arabic calligraphy. The American team's arrogance crumbled. They had been minutes from handing away everything. The Arabic delegation shifted uncomfortably, their perfect composure cracking. The trap had been laid bare by someone they hadn't even seen. The CEO rose slowly from his chair, his face pale, his pride broken, but his company saved. He turned toward the girl, who stood trembling yet unbroken. "You saved us," he said, voice raw with gratitude. The cameras outside never saw the signing they had expected. Instead, they saw executives storm from the room, furious, humiliated. The deal was dead. The maid's daughter lowered her eyes, not seeking thanks. She had simply spoken the truth. But everyone in that room knew. It was her courage, not their power, that had saved $500 million and a legacy. And as silence settled again, one lesson remained. Sometimes the most dangerous traps are hidden in plain sight. And sometimes the strongest voices come from the ones no one thinks will speak.